Hello, Crypto Juggernauts. This is Mike from Mx3 Crypto Report coming at you today with another short video. This is a follow-up to one I made a few weeks ago for NFT Basics. This is part 2, so let's get at it. So what we covered last episode was what is NFTs, why, the reason for investing in NFTs, when, the timeline when it's a good time to get in there, and who are in right now. Sorry, tongue twister. Who's in right now? There's 3 categories that we covered in terms of types of investors. So what we are going to go over today first is the current market, what to do. As most of you may or may not know, most of the world knows, so we should all know, right now we are in a bear market, not just NFTs, cryptos in general, and actually across the board. Real estate, stocks, bond, everything. We're in a bear market right now, so things are kind of on the downswing. Basically, it needs to come down in order to go up, and that's the market. You know, fluctuations, all markets go in cycles. If you go back and do some research and you look at any stocks, bonds, any asset that you're looking to invest in, you do historical research on that, you will see that things tend to go up and they tend to go down. They settle. Sometimes they go a straight line for a little while, but not for long. Anything that goes in a straight line, just remember this, like in the hospital, when they hook you up to the device where they're monitoring your systems, and you have the blips going up and down, and then when it goes in a straight line, you're dead. So same thing with the markets. They always go in cycles. So right now is the biggest opportunity for true investors, because the old axiom, buy low, sell high. So because of the value of NFTs and crypto in general, and just to kind of reiterate what we talked about in the last episode, NFTs basically are, they're basically on the Ethereum platform. So Ethereum is the cryptocurrency that is used to purchase NFTs. So Ethereum is very low right now. So that means the value of NFTs have dropped. You know, whatever their value was a month, 2 months ago, it's dropped. So one, if I'm not mistaken, one Ethereum right now, I believe about a month and a half ago, was equivalent to about $3,400. Right now, its value, one Ethereum is valued at about $1,000. So this is a good time to buy for investors who basically, and the thing is, when you've been in NFT trading for a while, or even crypto trading for a while, you're either going to be on one or two sides of the coin. You're either going to be, you know, kind of just starting out, getting your feet wet, learning how to do these things, or you're going to be a seasoned investor. You understand. And seasoned investors, basically, you prepare for things like this. So you actually, what we used to call, we fill our bags. You get some whatever you're gonna use, whatever coins you're using, whatever you're looking to invest with, you make sure you have an ample supply of that. So when you go into a bear market like we're in right now, then you're looking to buy, because you can buy at lower prices. So that's, again, that's the old action: buy low, sell high. So I'm gonna leverage, this is my axiom. Sorry, I put this in here. I'm gonna leverage whatever I can, because again, in these types of situations, and forgive me, I didn't actually, it just came to mind, so I didn't do the research on this, but the last bear market, if I'm not mistaken, for crypto in general, was about 4 years or so ago. So when you understand that these market shifts are coming and they're going, if you didn't plan ahead and you don't have things set aside, then that's when you have to get savvy. and leverage whatever you can. You know, if you have some stocks or whatever, if you have something in savings, if you've got a tax refund or something to that effect, if you can borrow from someone, you do that, because you understand that when you get these, you borrow or whatever you do to be able to leverage, and you purchase these NFTs at a low value. Again, keep in mind, up and down shifts, cycles. So when crypto and NFTs are coming out of that bear market and into what's called a bull market, that's when the values start to rise. So if you buy an NFT today, let's just say for one Ethereum, you spend about $1,000, and a month, 2 months down the line, things start going up. So Ethereum goes from $1,000 for one ETH and up to maybe 1,500, 2,500, and so on and so forth. The value of those NFTs are going to go up as well. So that's where you make your profit. Okay. So, all right. Note, keep track of what I have when it goes up, and when to take profit. So again, you look at your portfolio, whatever you have. If you've already invested in NFTs, you kind of take a look and see what you have, and you understand when to take profit. You have to be disciplined in this. You have to have a game plan going in, a strategy. If you don't, that could lead to some chaos. So you definitely want to make sure that you're looking at what you have, and when you've done what you've done, and understand when to take profit. So again, stick to your strategy. You have to have a strategy going into everything. If you don't, well, sometimes things can go well, sometimes things can go pretty badly. So and a lot of times when people go off of emotion, you just never know what's going to happen, because if I'm not mistaken, we knew there was going to be a downturn this year. A lot of analysts were predicting it was going to be towards the end of the year, and lo and behold, it came early. So things they can shift pretty quickly. So if you have a strategy, know when you're going to operate, when you're going to stay in something. Understand when you create a strategy, when's your exit point. Make sure that you have a clear exit point, and stick to that, because sometimes, yes, you might miss out on a little bit of profit. Most often you will pretty much avoid disaster if you do that. So again, a profit is a profit. Understand the profit is a profit. When I first got into NFT trading, I was obviously I was a noob, so I'm looking at it like, oh wow, this NFT is rising in value. You know what? I think I'm gonna write it out for a little while, and then things kind of shift, and it happened to me. Things shifted, and then the value went down, so I'm stuck. I have a decision to make. Either I take profit on this right now, and it's a possibility I can take a loss on this, or I can stay in there and write it out, and it might go back up. But if it doesn't, it goes down, you're kind of stuck there. So again, that's where the strategy comes into play. Understand a profit is a profit. Yes, sometimes if we stay in there a little longer, you can make a little bit more. But for the most part, flipping the coin that works sometimes, but typically, just being grateful for what you can make, kind of works too. So last point, through time and experience, we will probably create better exit points, which is definitely true for me, because like I mentioned, going in to NFT investing, I did not have a strategy, which means I did not have a point where I was planning to take profit, and I did not have an exit point mapped out. So it was total chaos for me. And if you're like me, I don't like to lose money. And not many people do. So it can create a lot of stress and frustration. So going in, take advantage of those, do your work, do your homework, create a strategy, understand a profit is a profit. Sometimes greed can really get us in trouble. So, all right, so that's the first point. And NFT projects. Think of NFTs as a little like crypto. Look at price point. You always want to look at price points with NFTs because, again, everything in terms of NFTs, the currency for buying and receiving profit is Ethereum. So you always want to understand what the price point is going in, you know, and keep track of that. You know, you have to keep track of that because that could also drive your strategy because the markets fluctuate so much. One little thing can happen and could cause a downturn, and those downturns could last a day, couple days, a week, or even just a matter of hours or minutes. So you want to definitely always look at price points. NFT is riskier than crypto, and it's riskier than crypto because of the fluctuations and also the things that are built into that platform, or those projects, I should say. You have things like utilities, you know, community, and rarity. So there are a lot of things that affect the value of NFTs. So that can make them much more volatile than cryptocurrency itself. And then you have blue chip NFTs, and blue chip NFTs are things like I don't know. I always forget the name of this project. Bored Ape Yacht Club, and again, I can't remember the name of this. It's I can see it in my head, but I can't remember. But the ones that basically are trading at much higher volume, number one, have much more or much higher value. Because if you look on the Bored Ape Yacht Club website, I showed that on the last video, a lot of those NFTs, and I understand that sometimes we look at things, we kind of relate certain things to other things, like, say, for instance, art in general, where you have paintings and different things like that. A lot of people will look at the aesthetic value of those, of the aesthetics of that that painting or whatever it is, and they either, you know, like it because it looks attractive to them or not. It's a little different in the NFT space, because if you look at a lot of the art, it's not very attractive to most people, but that's not the bottom line in terms of what creates the value for those NFTs. Like I mentioned, the utilities, the community, and different things like that actually create the value, and also the rarity. So you have a lot of NFTs on that platform that sell for literally thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even millions of dollars. So you really kind of have to look at that, and that's what makes a blue chip NFT for the most part. So again, look at the price it's been. Look at the price it's been at and the price it's at now. So if you look at historically what those prices of those NFTs have been at and what they're at now, are they typically going down consistently, or are they typically going up consistently? So that will also give you an indicator as to whether or not it's something you could possibly invest in, either long term or short term. Because again, even if it's something's going down, you know, it may have started out at a certain point, it went up a little bit, it's kind of come down, it kind of fluctuates. That's one where you could probably catch on a down slope, purchase it, and then when it goes back up, you know, sell it. So it's kind of called micro trading. You don't always want to have one strategy in terms of trading, because you can make, let's say for instance, you make 10 micro trades in a week, and each one, let's just say they average about $300. Okay. So over a week's time, you make 10 of those guys, you're still making some profit. It's not, real high profit, you're making profit. But over time, that adds up, as opposed to you're looking and seeing if this is kind of going up, it's coming down, or if it's going up, but it's still pretty high, or if it's coming down, it's still pretty high. You'll probably make some profit there, but at the end of the day, your profit margin may not be that large. So you can utilize both strategies in terms of doing micro trades and doing long-term trades, where you may purchase something on the downslope and look to hold it for a little bit longer. Okay, so like I said, get to know the projects. You can get on those websites, do your research. Again, look at the community. Look at the owners. The tokens to owner ratio also helps to give you an idea of how good that project is. So again, notes here is look to invest in women's projects. Women's projects, again, that falls into the category of rarity. Okay, there are not a lot of women projects out there. The majority of them that are out there actually do well, pretty consistently, because again, that rarity factor. So that's something to think about. And they're very cheap right now, because, well, honestly, when I wrote this was actually before the crypto's gone down where it is. So everything really is kind of cheap right now, in the sense from where it was to where it is right now. But in terms of just overall low cost, a lot of women projects actually do have a very low cost to them. Even, like I said, Bored Ape and things like those, they've come down quite a bit. But again, a lot of those are still in the thousands or hundreds of $1,000 range. So women projects you can get very, very inexpensively. And then possible to go back up. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not cover this fairly well. The thought here is that everything that comes down goes back up in terms of investing in general. NFTs are no different. So if you look at something, you're holding something and it comes down, a lot of people will do what they call FUD, have fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty. And they will look to dump, pretty quickly. So that's kind of where savvy investors will come in, and they will be able to, again, just load those bags up and hold them there, especially for people who actually are looking at this as a second income. That's a risky prospect, because you may not have the flexibility to be able to ride out these storms. And again, that's where savvy investors come in. They understand the value, they understand the market, they understand the cycles, and they will be able to look for things like that. And when people kind of flood out, they're there to snatch these things up and sit on them until they, the market goes back up and they can make huge profits. So again, what goes up must come down, and vice versa. So that's pretty much it for today. Next steps, basically, the next episode, what I want to cover are tools for leverage, tools that you can use to leverage in your NFT investing. Tools like coin market cap, where you have ranks, charts, and more. Rarity.tools, again, ranks the rarity of NFTs, which is vital. It's vital in terms of understanding what to look for and the value, because a lot of people who buy crypto or NFTs and don't understand their value, a lot of times will sell a very rare NFT at a low price and Again, that's where the sharks come in and they snatch that stuff up. So, and the last tool would be Trade Sniper, which again gives you historic profits tracked in real time. So again, that's another tool that you can use in your NFT strategy. So that's it for me today. Appreciate you tuning in. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and actually let us know where you're tuning in from. That's always good to know. So again, thank you very much. Appreciate you, and see you on the flip side.